Alrighty, I just recorded a video that I've yet to upload. It's kind of rambly. I always ramble though, so if you're watching, that means you appreciate the ramble. I appreciate you. So I just got to make another one. I got more to say. It's a long drive to get my kids. So a bit of my last one was about propaganda. Check that one out first so that you have a little clue as to what I'm going to get into. But I want you to imagine for a moment. You believe the media and you think that they are upstanding and they tell you the truth, and you depend on them to know this truth that they have told you is penultimate and important to your daily lives, okay? And that the other guys lie. We don't lie, they lie. Please don't get lied to. Okay, imagine that. Now, imagine that same media is telling you that one presidential candidate doesn't matter who it is. It really doesn't. In fact, the truth, as I'll show, doesn't matter at all in this. It's the effect you play on a person's mind. So imagine that media that I'd say 30% of people at least trust with, they think that these reporters, so to speak, these news personalities are parts of their family. They tune in to Tucker, and they tune in to Anderson, and they tune into all of these guys like they know them. Okay, that's important. So your mind has a different relationship with your family than it does with your friends. Okay, and once you can breach that family-esque point, you own a person. Okay, they trust you. They trust you implicitly. Now, use that trust and tell them that one candidate is literally Hitler. Literally Hitler. He literally wants you dead. Okay? I don't make any money, so I don't care about losing it. And you believe it because they are trustworthy, and the other guys, damn it, are just liars. And then they tell you that there's no way this Hitler-esque individual could ever win the presidency because this wonderful candidate that we have, Ms. Harris, or no, it doesn't even matter who. Doesn't matter. Flip them. It doesn't matter. This other wonderful candidate, she's going to save you. And look, every celebrity you've worshipped over the past 20 years supports her. You know them like they're your family. You've trusted them with your children's ears more times than you can count. So you know that what they're saying is honest. And you know that what they're saying is true. And so you get your hopes up, okay? You start to believe all of it because they're trustworthy and they have your best interest in mind. And then around rolls the election. And instead of losing by a large margin, this literally Hitler guy, again, doesn't matter who, he wins by a large margin. Imagine the effect that has on people's brains. It doesn't matter what the reality is. What matters is the fact that they have had their entire trust ripped away. They've had their grip on reality ripped away because they were told that for sure there is something else going on, and then turns around and the exact opposite happens. No wonder people are shaving their heads. Media is the virus. Okay, I preach about this all the time, and I know it gets redundant, but you need to look into Operation Mockingbird, the entire corporate media, and probably a good portion of independent media is infiltrated on record by the CIA. That was happening in the 60s and 70s, I believe. Do you think that ended? Do you think that the CIA, once they got their greedy little fingers in there, snoopy little fingers, do you think they just stopped one day and said, oh, operation's complete, we're done? No, dude. It just goes mainstream. It stops being Operation Mockingbird and just becomes CNN. I mean, you guys you need to look into just how deep this goes, because even the pictures, the way the pictures are shown to you across the screen, the way the ticker tape rolls at the bottom, the little logo up in the corner that spins, the reds, the blues, the whooshes, that is all mind control. It is hypnosis. I suggest Mike Williams is a former hypnosis who I don't necessarily agree with on his entire stance on the Beatles, and I don't necessarily trust his alleged contact with the guy that wrote the memoirs of Billy Shears. It's a little sketchy to me. That doesn't matter, though. He has good information about hypnosis and how it works and how the media works it against you. And I really suggest you look into it, because that's what they do. They pull you into, I don't know if it's theta. I don't know what brainwave it is. But they pull you into a lower consciousness, and then they have friends speak at you. Okay? How long have you watched Tucker Carlson? How long have you watched Anderson Cooper? Now back to Tucker Carlson. There is a chance that he is not one of them. I don't believe it. Until it's proven otherwise, I must assume that they all are compromised by the Central Intelligence Agency. It's irresponsible to assume anything else. So, lately, there's been this push from the media now to get people to stop believing social media. Now, what is that? This is really interesting. This is what a cult does. Okay. So first you got MSNBC becoming your friends. Okay, you got Joe and whatever her name is. You got your morning Joe, right? You drink your morning coffee. It's a ritual. You drink it with these people. They become your family. You spend more time in the mornings with these people than your family. Okay. And then, these people, these talking heads tell you, don't trust social media. Who makes up social media for most people is their friends. Their friends and their family. Don't trust them. We hold the truth. The Australian government straight up said, don't believe anything that you don't hear from us during the Rona of 2020. And I just want to impress upon people how insidious, that might be the wrong word, but I like it. It's the right word because I used it. How insidious that is. That is how cult leaders snatch their victims away from their lives. It is a larger than life persona. The cult leader says, I have the truth, nobody else does. And then they say your family and your friends, they're trying to bring you down, man. They're trying to tell you lies. It becomes a mind virus. And that's exactly what this is. This is the cult of media. I want you guys to look up the goddess Medea, I guess it would be pronounced, maybe. Medea. It's the god of discord. What do these people do? All they do is sow discord. And you've got such a large population in the U.S., in the world, that are just unable to think for themselves to such a degree that they need these talking heads to think for them. And it's sad, but they're not going to break out of it because they know the truth. They know the truth. It's been told to them from on high. Now, my only hope is that people realize now, when they saw how red the country was that the media lies. I saw that people were starting to realize that there were 15 million votes that just didn't happen this election, this most important election of our lifetimes. Why is it that every election is called the most important election of our lifetimes? I'll tell you why it is. It's because it makes you feel a sense of duty and obligation to do right for your country. This is the most important battle, and you can change it. If you don't vote, it's as good as a vote for the other guy. How about, I don't comply, look, no hands. I don't comply with any of it. And I suggest you don't either. Turn off the TV, or at least the news, for 3 weeks. See how you feel. I know that every time my parents turned on the news when I lived with them, when I was like a teenager, I'd have to leave the room. There was something about the way they speak and the tones they use, and I don't know if there is a frequency that comes out. I believe there is, because I've seen the patents for it. But I just found it off-putting and grating on my nerves. I couldn't be around it. I could just hear the lies. Look into neuro-linguistic programming. That's what they do. It's what they do. And it all started with, first Sigmund Freud, and then his nephew Bernays, Edward Bernays. That guy is the father of American propaganda. Every bit of propaganda that you fall victim to, you do, so do I. We are not impervious to it, but we can learn. Every bit of it is due to Edward Bernays' studies. Research him. Read his books. Learn his techniques so that you can use the force, essentially. All you got to do is learn the ways of your enemy, or those who consider you the enemy. It doesn't matter if you don't want to have enemies. There are people that consider you their enemy, okay? And that's what matters, because as long as they consider you their enemy, they're going to fight you. And if you don't realize that fight is happening, you are the victim. You cannot win a fight you don't know you're in. You can't. So the moral of this is just don't trust anything you see on a screen, myself included. Don't trust me. Verify what I say. It is not difficult, it's important, and it's freeing. Read up on just how shrouded we have become from who we are and what we are. We are the inheritors of this beautiful world, and we are being trapped in tiny boxes built by paper and plastic and given poison for food. Now, to bridge it with my last video, which I'll try to upload first, RFK is no hero for calling that out. This isn't new research. Okay? He's extending the platform that he had when he spoke out against the Rona viruses. This is all just a stage performance, guys. Stop falling into this pull one way and then the other. That is how what they do is they put you in a mindset of unrest, in a mental and emotional unsteadiness. And by doing that, we naturally seek a leader when we are in a place of confusion in our lives. And who do you seek? You seek the people that you drink coffee with every morning. You seek your family. And these monsters have subverted your family. I am the only person that bridges one side of my family with the other one. I'm the only one. Otherwise, since 2020, they haven't spoken to each other. My dad's best friend The man I named my son after doesn't speak to my dad, and vice versa. This is all due to media. Literally, if they just turn the TVs off, they'd lose nothing from their lives. What would you lose by not watching the news? Nothing. It doesn't affect your life in a very meaningful way, one way or the other. Regardless of what happens, it's gonna happen. And you either choose to adapt or don't choose to adapt. Hearing it spoken to you from a television screen does nothing to help you. Live your life. Learn your life. Learn you. And don't let anybody, especially those who you've never met, you've never even seen in person, you couldn't even guarantee beyond a doubt that these people are not artificial intelligence, okay? You really can't. I don't think they are, but they easily could be, okay? But you trust them so implicitly. Just don't, man. It's bad for you. It's bad for you. It's bad for your moral fortitude. It's just demoralizing. Like, talk to somebody and listen for the scripts that they repeat. They've become programmed due to their regularly scheduled programming. Why do they call it that? They've been programmed to speak certain lines in response to certain facts. Trump, oh man, he was just misled by everybody. You know, he was just new. He didn't know what to do. God, give me a break. He freaking bankrupted us. Guys, these people, their minds have been eaten. Okay? So I think that's the end of my video. It's 17 minutes and something seconds, 26. Have a great day.